Man, 2 accidents in 2 days is just getting way ridiculous, because everything that the active mobility advisory panel is trying to do, you know, when these accidents happen, it's like 3 steps, 5 steps, like 100 steps backwards for everyone in the e-scooting community. I'm just thinking to myself that it's getting quite ridiculous, and I think I'm not even sure whether this video is going to be useful, but I'm just trying my best here. So that's the reason why I've captioned it as how to never ever get into an accident. You know, there's this thing called situational awareness, whereby if you are riding any form of PMD, the responsibility is always on the user to make sure that, you know, you watch out for the people in front of you. Whenever I hear e-scooters knocking people down, I just can't wrap my head around something like this. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I've ridden very powerful electric vehicles before in the past, and it's been so many years and I haven't gotten into a single accident. The only times where I came close to hitting someone is when I'm really not paying attention to the surroundings in front of me. So, but even then, you know, I've never ever hit anyone, and I've done so many safety videos before in the past, and I think I'm not sure if this is going to be my final video, but probably one of the last few videos that I'm going to do to show everyone why I never ever get into an accident. And if I do get into an accident, I would say it's almost 110% it's my fault. It's never ever the person sharing the space on the on the sidewalk, on the PCN, anywhere. All right, the responsibility is always on you to make sure that you look out for the people in front of you. So let's just start. I'm just gonna put the camera here. Alright, I'm just gonna simulate, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna simulate that this is actually an actual pathway. I'm gonna wheel my my e-scooter out. Okay, let's see. Just trying to get this. Let's get this in focus, alright. I'm really just trying to educate everyone on the finer aspects of e-scooter riding so you don't knock into anyone. So this is my e-scooter right here. I'm going to turn on the lights. Okay, as you can tell, this simulates the pathway in front of me. Let me just break it down, okay? If you approach a pathway like this, where you have a lot of so-called obstacles in front of you. Now when I say obstacles, I actually mean that, okay, you can see this is my e-scooter, right? So on my right, I've got this pillar. On my left, I've got this cupboard here. Now the question is, do I speed? Of course I do not speed. Why? Because somebody might run out from that pillar over there. Someone might run out from that cupboard over there. As long as you do not have a very clear peripheral vision, like literally you can't see beyond these obstacles and anyone hiding behind, you should not be speeding and should be keeping a very safe distance. So say for example, if I'm like riding, Leah, run here, just run across. Boom! And then I see suddenly there's this little girl. Okay, so obviously you're gonna hit her, you know. If you're not gonna be careful, you're just gonna hit a little kid. So it's a very simple thing, you know. If you are gonna be on a PCN or anywhere, you should be traveling at a speed slow enough for you to just stop, you know, even if somebody runs into your path. Okay, go out again. So again, I'm probably moving at about, let's see now, okay? Okay, just imagine if this is a PCN and I'm like going at the speed. Leah, run in front of me. Run in front of me. Oh! So you should be able to stop in time. So I mean, look guys. Okay, go back inside, okay? Okay, done, go back inside, go inside. You guys might think that was an extremely lame representation of what I'm trying to say, but the truth is this. If you do not have a clear peripheral view in front of you at 180 degrees view, obviously the human eyes is capable of more than 180 degrees, anything that you see in front of you, if you see an obstacle, especially if it's going to be a PCN or if it's going to be the sidewalk, anything that you cannot see beyond the obstacle, even if you see an obstacle, and if you cannot anticipate that anyone is going to just jump out from behind that obstacle, it's going to be your fault, okay? And that is the reason why I've never ever hit anybody in my life. So every time I read somewhere on the forums that, oh, it takes two hands to clap, you know, oh, that little boy or that little girl, that uncle, that auntie, you know, you just came out from nowhere, that's bullshit. To me, that's absolute bullshit. There's no way that it's gonna be the fault of these people if you're not gonna be making an effort to watch out for them, all right? Especially if you are on a vehicle that's gonna be capable of at least 25 kilometers an hour, it's gonna be your responsibility. So again, if you are not able to stop in time while you're riding an e-scooter and you hit someone, it only means that you have not anticipated the obstacle. You have not anticipated that someone is actually sharing that same path with you. And you obviously have this self-entitled view that, hey, as long as I stick to 25 kilometers an hour, I'm good, okay? So again, doesn't mean that the speed is at 25 kilometers an hour and if you're keeping to the speed limit and you hit someone, it's not your fault. It's your fault. It is definitely your fault. If you are not smart enough, you're not using what's in here to stop in time, to make sure that, you know, you're looking out for someone, then seriously, I think you should really be stripped of all your privileges of riding an e-scooter. And if any one of you who's watching this video who doesn't subscribe to what I say, please don't watch my videos anymore, because you are the kind of people that I do not even want to be associated with, because, you know, I think enough is enough. You know, 2 accidents in 2 days is just too much even for me to handle. And again, when I read on the forums, I keep seeing people saying that, oh, it's not my fault, you know, this guy just jumped out from nowhere, okay? Unless you're telling me that you're stationary and someone threw himself at your scooter. If someone just, you know, decided just throw himself at your scooter and then just film the entire incident down and trying to make it your fault, okay? Unless something like that actually happens, then yeah, sure, it's not your fault, because firstly, you were not on your e-scooter and someone tried to frame you or make it your fault. I mean, I have no idea, but seriously, how often does something like that happen? So again, just for the sake of representation, you hide behind this pillar just to give you an example, okay? I'm on my e-scooter right now and I'm riding, and then I'm just going at 25 kilometers an hour. Yeah! Boom! Stupid daddy was traveling at 25 kilometers an hour and I couldn't see the person that was hiding behind this obstacle. Hide behind there again. I want you to just come out, okay? Hide behind there again. Okay, so now I'm traveling at around 5 kilometers an hour because I'm just being responsible and I don't know who's... Okay, run out! Oh, there you are. So I'll just be on my way again. So there you have it, guys. There's no way you will ever hit into anyone if your situational awareness is there, you are well aware of what's in front of you, and you do not, for any reason, take for granted that no one's just going to jump in front of you. So again, 25 kilometers an hour is just a guideline. If you're going to be speeding at 25 kilometers an hour, regardless of what's in front of you, then it's an accident waiting to happen. There are times when you need to dismount. There are times when you have to go really, really slow, 2 kilometers an hour, 3 kilometers an hour, in which case you're better off just, you know, pushing your e-scooter in very crowded places. And for any obstacles that you see, if somebody has a potential to be hiding behind that obstacle, then I think you should be more mindful that someone may just jump out from nowhere, okay? Could be blind spots that you cannot see, or you cannot see beyond an obstacle. So those are the kind of spots that you should be very, very mindful about. And if you actually bear that in mind, I don't see why you would ever have to hit into anyone. So I'm not entirely sure how helpful that was. This is really my stand when it comes to accidents that I see. You know, some of you out there may be saying that, oh, well, it hasn't happened to you, you know, it's easy for you to say, but at least I have the experience of riding a PMD for the last 8 years, probably a lot longer than any one of you out there have done. So I think I'm in a really good situation to share what I really think about PMD users knocking into pedestrians, little kids, or anyone in general. There is really no excuse for anyone to knock into a pedestrian. I mean, that's really my stand. It's never ever happened to me, and I don't see why it should happen to anyone else. You know, if I had my daughters, running around in the park connectors, and they are not going to feel safe, and I have to have this constant fear that they may potentially get hit by an e-scooter, that doesn't make any sense at all to me. If you are ever traveling in a PCN or where there are kids around, example, the sidewalk, you should be able to stop at any given time, especially if your situational awareness is there and you are paying attention to what's in front of you. You're setting yourself up for an accident. All these, accidents that I see, it's also unnecessary, and I just don't see why it should be happening over and over again. It just doesn't make sense. So, to conclude, if there is anyone out there in Singapore, out of Singapore, who thinks that it is okay or it is never 100% your fault, if you're a PMD user, if it's never your fault or never 100% your fault if you ever knock into someone, please send this video to them. I really hope that these people who feel so entitled and feel so justified that, oh wow, if I'm ever gonna hit someone, it's never gonna be 100% my fault. Well, I'm telling you, it's 100%. In fact, it's gonna be more than 100% your fault, because it is your responsibility to look out for the people or the pedestrians around you. And if that person still doesn't quite agree with me, please, by all means, leave a comment below, and I'll be happy to have that conversation with you on my channel. Ride safe. Have a great week ahead. And I'll see you soon. Bye. Peace.